Yeah, yeah. I'm living my best life. Made a couple M's, you know. Said I'm living my best life. Said I'm living my best life.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in back again. It's Random Opinions, Reaction, and Reviews. I'm coming to do a review on the episode that just aired on General Hospital today. Today is May 15th. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first I want to start off with Jordan and Finn. I like those scenes today where Finn was playing, was it chess? It was some kind of board game he was playing with Jordan. And he brought up how he used to do this with Tracy. And that was a good like flashback or remembrance to scenes prior to that he did with Tracy, because him and Tracy used to play board games to get his mind off of, to get her mind off of, whatever she might have been dealing with in the hospital. And, I really do miss Tracy Quartermain. So that was a good, nod to the past. Um, and they were talking about how Kevin was pre-diabetic, so she won't be able to get his kidney. And she hasn't told Curtis yet. So when Stella found out, imagine she was very upset that Jordan hasn't told Curtis, and she wanted to know why. And she felt like Jordan was keeping that from Curtis. And she also was she was actually scolding her and telling her, you should tell your husband, stop keeping secrets from your husband. But Jordan was telling her, I'm not keeping secrets. He's away on, a case. He's working on something. And then Stella got into it in her butt about that. Like, look, you need to call your husband, let him know what's going on with you. That case is not important. But, Stella, she didn't give her any information on what case, he was working on. So she doesn't know it's about Ryan. Now, I don't know if her tone would change if she found out it was about Ryan, but she's definitely encouraging Jordan to be open and completely honest with Curtis, which we know, she's gonna do. It's just that Jordan is all about work. And to me, she's incompetent, but okay, they want to make her this hardworking. Okay, so she's all about work. So right now, her main goal is pretty much making sure Ryan is caught. So to her, that's a priority. Then we're going to touch on Curtis and Laura. I liked that those scenes today with them being able to, work together on this investigation, because Laura is just as invested as Curtis is on finding Ryan. So they're in Canada and they're trying to follow up on things. And so it brings them right back to April Tremblay, I believe. And, they're talking and they believe that she might have lied about some information that she's known about Ryan. So while they're talking, Curtis gets a call, and this woman's last name fits her because she was trembling. She was, you could just see it. So Tremblay definitely fits her. So she's telling Curtis that she's ready to talk with him and, give out some information that she knows. And, they pretty much go back to her house to find her. We'll come back to that, okay? Then we go on to Anna. Anna walks in with she's walking into, I believe, the Metro Court, and Robert is there talking with Felicia and Mac. And Robert has the ring all out, and he's talking about this ring and, what Finn is planning on doing with Anna. And I believe Anna seen the ring, so she immediately freaks out and is like, and so she's thinking that Robert wants to propose to her. So she keeps on reminding Robert that their relationship was in the past and that she's not into marriage and she doesn't think it's for her and that she likes what her and Finn has right now. And so to them, they're thinking, you know what, maybe it's not a good idea that Finn proposed to Anna because she's not ready for marriage. She don't even want it. But really what she's trying to do is to, let Robert know where she stands, not knowing that Robert's not the one that's going to propose to her. It's Finn. So I want to know below in the comments how you guys feel. Are you guys wanting to see a Fana wedding? Do you guys really like Finn and Anna? I know for myself, like I said, I did a video prior. You guys go check it out. I believe it's entitled GH, Rebecca Budick Returns, where I expose my feelings on how I feel about Anna and Finn versus Finn and Hayden. So you guys go check that video out. Just check the video out. So they're all talking about marriage. Like I said, Anna's not feeling it. She's just not feeling it. And she's letting Robert know this. And so they're getting scared. Like, maybe we should let Finn know this is not a good idea. He shouldn't do this, you know. So then we go on to scenes with Mike, Sonny, and Yvonne. Now, we know that Mike and Yvonne are in way too deep. They're in love. They both have Alzheimer's. They're just a perfect match. They're a match made in heaven. So why not let these two old people that are pretty much mentally decaying, why not allow them to enjoy their life that they have left, the time that they have with each other? So Mike calls Sonny in, and he announces to Sonny that he wants to propose to Yvonne, however you say her name. And Sonny is really not feeling it. And at first I couldn't understand. I'm like, why wouldn't you let this man be happy? Your dad, like, he struggled all his life. He's made a lot of bad decisions. Let him be happy with the woman that he feels like he's in love with. But then I remember Yvonne is married, and she's married to Marcus. So now, you know, Sonny's just trying to look out for his dad, and he's trying to avoid all trouble at every cost. So he's knowing that Yvonne and Mike can't get married. So that's where his reserved feelings were coming from. He just wants to protect his dad, you know, and he knows that this Marcus guy is not feeling Mike. So he's doing everything he can as a son, as the way Sonny is, to protect his dad and get his dad to thinking logically. But like I said, they have a decaying mind. So there is no way you can get a man with Alzheimer's to think logically at that point. He feels like he loves that woman. So naturally, he's going to want to marry her. So, you know, Sonny's like, look, Mike, I'm not trying to tell you or steer you wrong. If you don't want to take my advice, call Stella. Now, once again, Stella is at the hospital with Jordan. And while she's at the hospital with Jordan, Marcus walks in. He's ready to take Stella to lunch. And, you know, he's getting ready to walk out. That's when Stella receives a phone call from Mike. And so Marcus decides to tag along because, of course, anything dealing with Mike, if it has something to do with Yvonne, he's there. That's his wife. He still loves her. Regardless on if he's made peace and if he's trying to move on with the next woman, he still loves his wife. So he tags along. And then Sonny lets them know, Mike lets them know that he wants to propose. And once again, Marcus is not feeling it. To me, this man is old and he's wise. Yet and still they want to make him be portrayed as dumb. Like, you know, your wife has Alzheimer's. Let your wife be happy. You have to let go. So, you know, he at first was not receptive to it. It wasn't happening. He's not going to allow this to happen. Sonny has to tell him, look, these two have Alzheimer's. Let them be happy. You know, my dad is not doing anything to, you know, try to jeopardize you and Yvonne's relationship, but there is no relationship between you and Yvonne because she doesn't remember you. You have to let her go. And Stella did something smart. I feel like she was talking to Sonny to let him know Marcus is entitled to feel the way that he feels. That's still his wife. He still loves his wife. You know, they are still together in his head. He has the right, if he doesn't want another man pushing up on his wife, to feel that way. So be patient with him. You know, and I think those remarks that Stella made definitely helped Marcus to come around. And, you know, so he said, you know what? It can happen, but I can't be here to watch it. So he goes to Yvonne, and it was so sad because he goes to Yvonne, and because she doesn't remember who he is, he has to put boundaries. So he can't kiss her. He can't touch her because, of course, she doesn't even remember him. So she might think, you know, he's trying to attack her or he's trying to assault her. So he just nicely tells her, like, you know, you look beautiful today. And, you know, he wished her the best. And she's like, oh, very sweet man. She had no clue who he was. So he leaves, and it was just sad because he's definitely having to go through that process of learning to let his wife go and grieve his wife while she is still alive, even though she might look beautiful on the outside and she might look perfect and she might look like she is healthy. Her brain is not, her brain is not healthy any longer. So she is literally decaying on the inside. Her memory is leaving, and she is in progressive Alzheimer's, and it's worse than Mike, because I believe that Mike still knew who Marcus was. But it's like Mike feels like he's gonna fight for his woman. That's his woman. He loves Yvonne, and he's like, man, you need to let her go. He knows who Mike is, but he knows who Marcus is, but Yvonne doesn't. That lets me to believe that her Alzheimer's is a lot worse than where Mike is. Eventually, Mike will get there, though, as you know, if you have any knowledge on how Alzheimer's work. So then, another thing. Now, we all know in prior episodes, Mike stole that ring, and I don't think he believes that he stole it. So technically, I can't even say stole. He took the ring, and that's the ring that he's going to propose to Yvonne with. And when he proposed, Sonny and Stella were both looking like, where did he get that ring from? So, and what's his name? Robert went and got another ring similar. He mimicked it. Mac had the hookup for him to go get it done. He mimicked it, but they couldn't really get it to look exactly the same way the ring did. Robert is a little nervous about giving Finn this ring, but he still thinks he's out of the woodworks, and Finn might not notice it. So then let's go on to Sam and Shiloh. Like, they are excruciating to me. I love Kelly Monaco. I love the Sam character. I am a huge J-Sam fan. I am not a fan of Shiloh. I'm not a fan of Sam and his Shiloh storyline. Sam and Jason, I get that they're working on something together. So she sees Shiloh in the park, and he's putting up signs for some event that he has with DOD. And Sam's like, I can't go, because he invited her. She's like, I can't go. I have an appointment to go to the nurses' ball tomorrow. And Shiloh immediately was very judgmental, which is like different from everything that he teaches. He's like, oh, a bunch of rich white people coming together. It's a show. It's, it's ridiculous. Like, you should just be able to like write a check and let that be that. Why do you have to show off, And Sam's like, look, they've raised a lot of money in the past. It's a good foundation. You should really go and check it out, because you can't talk about something that you don't know because you have never experienced it. Have you ever went to the nurses' ball? And he's like, no. And so she's like, okay, well, come to the nurses' ball with me. So she invites him to the nursing ball. So we don't even get to see like a huge J-Sam on in the nurses' ball, which we know Jason doesn't really do. He doesn't really do the nurses' ball, but still, usually if this were back in the day, Sam and Jason would be doing their own thing, but they haven't really put Jason and Sam back together like they were before. So it's kind of nauseating watching Sam with this Shiloh character. Like, she's really doing too much, and she's digging herself in deep. I get that she wants to bring this guy down, but she's loving this game too much. So her and Jason have cooked up, I guess, some type of plan so that Shiloh could put Sam into this into DOD, and they said that the ceremony is illegal and it's against the law. So they're gonna try to videotape him, possibly like tattooing Sam and drugging her and trying to have sex with her. That way they can get him on that, because Sam has not consented to any sex. My problem with this is so stupid. The reason why it's so stupid is because back in 2011, when Sam and Jason got married, remember they went on a honeymoon in Hawaii, and Hawaii was trashed because Franco, right? Franco pretty much locked Jason away. He drugged them both. He locked Jason away and made Jason watch what he thought was Sam being raped. Now Sam's in the shower. Franco comes and scoops her out the shower because by that time the drugs had got to her head, so she collapses. And he takes Sam into this room, and then Sam is like asleep or knocked out, whatever you want to call it, but she's drugged heavily, and he proceeds to take off his shirt. Now, this is Franco taking off his shirt, and he's putting on a show for Jason. So in Jason's head, he thinks Sam is about to get raped. So then Franco covers the screen and says, hey, you got to let us get some privacy. You know, and so Jason was thought or tricked to believe that Franco had raped Sam. And I don't know if you guys have seen those scenes from when Sam woke up, when Jason woke her up once he got out of bondage, and he went to Sam and told Sam it wasn't him that was in the bed with her that night. She was distraught. She was, you know, emotional. She didn't even want to go to the hospital. She was like, she felt dirty. And then it was even worse because she couldn't imagine anything because she was given a date rape drug. And so she didn't even know what was done to her. And Sam struggled. That ultimately almost broke Jason and Sam up. And you mean to tell me Sam has this cooked up this idea to almost get raped? It's just so out of character for Sam because Sam has gone through this. Even though Sam didn't get raped, you know what I'm saying? She didn't get raped before, but she thought she had, and Jason thought she was raped because they were led to believe that, and it nearly broke both of them. And so now, you know, fast forward to 2019, Sam has cooked up a plan to put herself in that same predicament, the predicament that she thought she was in before. It just doesn't make any sense, and the writers are effing up this storyline. Like, get Sam out of this storyline because she's in too deep and she's playing a game and she's loving this game, and I'm not liking that. Like, the Shiloh character has to go. Sam needs to get with Jason or comfort Drew and be a mom instead of playing with the Shiloh character. They're both getting a kick out of it. And Shiloh, you know, he was definitely happy that Sam invited him. You know, and he pretty much said, you know what, Christina did what she had to do. He said that, you know, even though Christina left, because they were talking about Christina and, you know, her leaving DOD and Sam's offering to bring Christina back. And he's like, no, you know, even though Christina left, she pretty much, you know, she did the ultimate by bringing you to me. So he said that Christina fulfilled her purpose, and her purpose was to bring Sam to him, which we know that Sam's not really with him, but Sam definitely is in too deep, and she's liking playing this game too much, and it's becoming very uncomfortable to watch. On from that. Oh, before, okay, so Shiloh leaves, and then Sam texts Jason and says that he took the bait. So they're pretty much going to do everything on the during the nurse's ball to set this guy up. I don't know how this all is going to turn out. I can't believe that Shiloh is this gullible. If he's supposed to be this smart, how is he this gullible? So he must have it real deep for Sam to even be, you know, captivated by any of her lies, you know. So on to Carly and Jason. I am a Charlie fan, don't get me wrong, but I really could have done without these scenes today. It was just, you know, I guess they wanted to fulfill time. And Carly just asking Jason, how is this thing gonna work out with Sam? Like, you need to get her out of this. She is doing too much, you know. And then while she's talking and getting all worked up about Sam and what Sam is doing and how Jason needs to get Sam out of this, she starts getting some type of cramp. So Jason takes her to the hospital, and who do we see, you guys? We see an old head, Epiphany Johnson, you guys. I love Epiphany. She's great. She acts that extra teen that we need to General Hospital. So Epiphany is telling, like she told Carly after she did an examination on her, that everything was okay, and that to come back tomorrow because they have some results that were done for the baby. So Carly is nervous about that, and you know, Epiphany is telling her, look, you need to rest, chill out, chill for 15 minutes, you know. And she talks to Jason and tells him, look, just look after her, make sure she is resting like I told her. You know, and everybody has to listen to Epiphany because it's Epiphany. Epiphany do not play. We all know that. So I think I summed up everything in a nutshell. This episode was pretty interesting. It could have been better, but like, we can't always have super exciting episodes. How can I forget? Speaking of exciting, you guys, I'm so dumb. You guys, so remember when I said that I was gonna come back to what happened with Curtis and Laura? So they get this call from Tremblay. What's her name? April Tremblay. So they go to her. When they get there, it's dark in her house. Her door is open. They know immediately something ain't right. So they go in. Curtis is looking around with this flashlight, and then he stumbles upon her dead body, you guys. She is dead, and it looks like from a stab wound to the chest. And apparently, she tried to fight off her attacker because there's DNA all up in her nails. Now, but Laura goes out. She tries to get a signal so that she can call the police, because it is about that time to call the police, because now they have confirmation that Ryan is possibly near, and he's the one that's done this. So while Curtis is looking underneath her fingernails, he gets attacked from the back and hit upside the head, so he's knocked unconscious. Laura comes back in. She's like, oh my God, Curtis. She turns around and somebody is lunging at her, you guys. We don't see who it is, but I'm most likely thinking that it is Ryan, you guys. So Ryan is definitely about to make his return back to Port Charles, you guys. I'm excited because his storylines have been so interesting with, you know, and he reclaims another victim. Even though it was a victim that we didn't know, he's killed somebody else. So I guess we have to tune in tomorrow to see what happens to Curtis and Laura. I am freaking out because, you know, we know that nothing's gonna happen to Laura just because she's on contract, but still, like, what is going to happen, you guys? I need you guys to comment below what you think is going to happen. Do you think that Ryan is near, or could it be somebody else that has just, you know, that's popping up to scare them? Is it a prank? I don't know. It definitely was scary the way she was screaming. Jeannie Francis is a great actor, you guys. I'll pause and say that. She is a very great actor. She made that scene so real. So I guess we'll tune in tomorrow to see what happens. I want you guys to comment below with what you liked about today's episode. What is your favorite storyline that's going on currently? And I guess I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
I finally made my mind, know that I can't go back broke. They saying that my time up, my back against the ropes. I hustle, got my grind, know that when I make the most. I had faith every night and I never lost no hope.